In this chapter, we're going to take a look at the remote voice tracking software. We've already, in the previous chapter, installed the remote edit server, and this is the part that the presenters will need to download. And we go back to our Myriad version 3.0 support page and the remote voice tracking page, and we're going to scroll down here to the voice tracking client. And this is the latest one. Click on download. We're asked for our username and password again. So we just type that in. That we received on the original request for the Myriad software, and we'll click on save, and that should download it to our desktop. And you can see here that it's downloaded over to here. Just double click to install the MSI. Click on run, and the installer kicks off. So the software's installed down here. We can double click on it to launch the application. So the application launches, we're greeted with asking for our username and password. So this is the username that we use for Myriad in the studios. We've got no password on that. Down in the server, we need to use the server address. Now, because I'm running this on this machine, I need to type in 192.168.1.67. Then when we're happy, we can click on connect. There's a few other options that we've got down here. If we click on options here, we can see in more detail the port number for the data and the command, also what station database is going to be selected, where it's going to hold the local cart cache, and profiles as well. You can set up different profiles for different radio stations, but as we're just working for Hot FM at the moment, that's not a problem. We can just do guest, no password. We could click on remember password, and then when we're happy, click on connect. And then we're in. It's loaded up the database, Hot FM database, and we are connected through on the IP address that I added in. We are connected down here as well. Now we're going to move to the next hour because we want to do some voice links on the next hour here. And we can see our log for the next hour. We can scroll up and down it just like we would do on Myriad in the studio. So we select the song that we want to do the voice link into, and we can click on seg edit here. And now we can have the ability here to just push play and listen to the seg if we wanted to. And we can do that. It's pulling down those carts for us. It's compressing them on the server, then pulling them down across the internet, and then decompressing them on our side, and then playing them.
Too late, baby, baby, too late. I'm through with you. I mean it this time.
So we get an idea of how the seg sounds. We can move this around, of course, just like we would do if we were in the studio. If we were to move it around, we get the chance to have a listen to it again. Click on the X there, that reverts it back to the way it should be, or if we were actually happy with the way it sounded, we could click on the floppy disk here. But what we're actually going to do is we're going to do a link between these two songs here, and to do that we're going to click on the microphone. So these ones have already been compressed and sent to our local computer, so as soon as we do that it should start playing. Now, because of the way that I've got my mixer set up here, I'm going to actually have to put the fader that the music's going to come out of on pre-fade so I can hear the music track, and then that way it will just record my link only. So I'm going to do that now, and let's get ready to do this recording. So you'll see the last few seconds of the track, and then you'll hear my voice link. And we start doing our voice link when we're ready and we're happy to, and we can see our voice link going along there. And then when I'm ready for the next song to start, I can either hit the spacebar or the green button up here. So we'll just hit the spacebar, and the next track starts off. And then when we're happy with our link and we want to finish talking, we hit the spacebar again, and it asks us whether or not we are ready to save the audio. So if you're happy with the audio, then we can click on yes, or we can hit the spacebar once again, the standard voice tracking procedure of using the spacebar. So that then goes ahead and compresses down our voice link, and then uploads it back up to the Myriad edit server and sticks it into our log, and after a while it will say that it's saved the link, and it will show us the link here. Now, you wouldn't have heard it, but when I was doing it, this You're Too Late track is got no intro on it, so I actually crashed over the vocals, but because I recorded it dry, I've got the ability here to drag it out. We can have a listen back to it, and we start doing our voice link when we're ready and we're happy to, and we can see our voice link going along there. And then when I'm ready for the next song to start, I can either hit. So then this is just going along here, doing my voice link, and then right at the end of my voice link, it's going to start off playing that song. So we'll just listen to the transition, and we want to finish talking.
You're too late, baby, baby, too late.
There we go. And then if we're happy with that, we hit the space bar, and that saves it and saves the position in the log, and those tracks won't be faded or dropped. And so you can see here that we've done our voice link there. If we click on Seg Edit, that removes the Seg Edit window, enables us to see a little bit more of the log. Also, as well as doing voice tracks, we can also preview tracks just by highlighting them and selecting preview, and that will download the compressed version down into a cart player for us to have a listen to. Maybe we just don't know the song at all, or maybe it's a music bed that we want to actually play out as part of our link. So that's the preview button. That will go ahead and bring down that whole track, so it should take quite a bit of time. Up here we've got the go to if you want to go to a specific date and time. Seg Edit we've already done, brings up the Seg Edit, allows us to preview the Seg and record a new link, and then the preview we're doing at the moment. Some bits and pieces along the top here for you to be aware of. File, we've got disconnect from Myriad. You can close the station database, open the station database. The log, you can bring the display, the Seg Editor up, print the current hour. Audio browser, this enables you the ability to bring up your normal audio browser. You can do some finds, and then that way you can also drag those in from the audio browser into the log, so you can actually add things to the log. So that's the audio browser, very, very useful indeed for adding new bits and pieces to your log. In the tools, you've got the chance to clear the client cache, so that's the machine here locally that we're doing our voice tracks on. You've also got the ability to clear the server cache, which was the setting that we set in the remote edit server when we were setting it up. Setting audio settings, we can choose to override the audio settings set by the remote edit server, and then the help menu here as well. So you can see this file is still compressing down at the moment. We can click on the little X there if we want to cancel that operation. Again, it all depends on how fast your machine is. We have full edit rights of the log. We can move things up and down, change the order. We can also soft delete items as well, just by clicking on their icon. Soft deletes them out. Or we can, in fact, push the delete key on the item that we've currently got highlighted, or we can do shift delete if we want to actually remove that completely from the log. We've got the undo button over here to re-add that back in. Up and down, home, start and end, just like you'd see on the normal log. The disconnect button, if you finish, do disconnect off there, and refresh, that refreshes the log. So if there's been some extra scheduling done and you've already logged in, you can click on refresh, and that might bring up the next few more days' logs for you. And that is it. That is the remote voice tracking client. One thing we will do is we'll disconnect and we'll close down from there. It remembers our details, so next time we can just click on connect straight away. But what we'll do is we'll cancel out of that, and we'll just take a look at the remote edit server again, just to give you an idea of what goes on the remote edit server. You can see here that I've logged in there, guest, and also what we've done. We've been moving around. We've also created a couple of links. We've added a cart number 3 into it. We've also added this Hursty's hour opener. We've soft deleted. We've done a deletion of the log, and then we've undone it, and then we close the connection at this time, so you can see who's been using it and what they've been up to. So that is remote voice tracking and the remote edit server, two very powerful parts of the Myriad system. And of course, if you'd like any further details, do check out the P Squared website at psquared.net, and also the forums as well.